The Grand Theft Auto series features a number of different protagonists, each with their own signature vehicle. We all know that Michael, Franklin, and Trevor have the Tailgater, the Buffalo S, and the Bodhi, but have you ever wondered about what vehicles the other protagonists own? Keyword being vehicles because not every character owns a car or a motorcycle. So stick around as we go through the main vehicles of every GTA protagonist. First in the list, we have Claude in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. While Claude was officially introduced in Grand Theft Auto 3, he didn't own many personal vehicles in that game, aside from an armored truck, which we'll discuss a little bit later. In 1992, Claude was a top contender in an illegal street racing ring and owned an abandoned garage in San Fierro. During this time, he became involved with Catalina, who had recently split up with Carl Johnson. Eventually, he raced CJ in a losing effort, driving a grey ZR350, but then in 2001, at the end of the mission Marked Man, and after escaping from Liberty City, corrupt police officer Ray Machowski pages Claude asking him to take care of his Patriot, which is parked over in Newport. This vehicle has a medium top speed due to its heavy weight, but it's extremely durable and excels in off-road capabilities. However, caution is needed when driving it over other vehicles, as the Patriot has a tendency to roll over and catch fire. Interestingly, it also features bulletproof windows, so nothing will ever harm the player once inside it, unless you're dealing with fire. Next up, we have Toni Cipriani in GTA Liberty City Stories. During the mission called Snuff, Tony arrives at Vincenzo's warehouse where he learns that JD O'Toole wants to leave the Sindaco family for the Leones. Initially skeptical, Tony agrees after Vincenzo explains JD's potential as an informant. He then heads to a Sindaco-controlled construction site in Hepburn Heights, eliminating several gang members. JD, eager to switch sides, expresses his excitement, but Tony reminds him of an outstanding debt. As collateral, JD offers a Sindaco car, which Tony takes to a pay and spray in the red light district for a repaint, securing the deal. But by 2001, Tony had risen to become one of the highest ranking members of the Leone crime family. That same year, Salvatore's son Joey introduced Claude to Tony, who then hired him to carry out several attacks against the Triads. The car we're provided to take Tony to the Triad Laundry in Chinatown is a Mafia Sentinel, a vehicle commonly associated with the Italian Mafia. However, this particular Sentinel belongs to Tony, as confirmed via dialogue at the start of the mission, Cipriani's chauffeur. This car is a modified version of the standard Sentinel, featuring a body kit, tinted windows, and rear window blinds. In GTA 3, it always appears in jet black, while in Liberty City Stories, it's a dark grey and cannot be resprayed. Moving on to Tommy Vercetti from GTA Vice City. In the mission All Hands on Deck, Tommy assists Cortez in defending his yacht from the Baguette Secret Service. After successfully doing so, Cortez gives Tommy a red speeder to help him return back to the land. Despite being told to keep the boat as it was intended to be a gift, there is actually no way of storing it since there aren't any garages for boats in the game. It does, however, always respawn where Cortez's yacht used to be. While this boat seems to be the only vehicle that Tommy actually owns, you could take his various businesses into consideration, as some of them come with vehicles. This includes the Mr. Whoopi ice cream van, the Zebra cab, and any other vehicle at one of these businesses. You could even claim that any vehicle parked outside of the Vercetti estate at the end of the game belongs to Tommy. However, this is just my opinion. I'm sure that whoever owns them don't have any issues with Tommy taking them out for a joyride. But before we get into the next character, let's take a quick pause and talk about today's sponsor, HELIX. HELIX is the next evolution in user-generated gaming. Think of it like 5M on steroids, powered by Unreal Engine 5. It's completely free to play, letting you explore and create your very own worlds with massive servers supporting hundreds of players, offering endless possibilities for immersive roleplay. I've always wanted to create my own game, but let's be real, I wouldn't even know where to begin. But that's what makes me excited about HELIX, because everything is built in. You're not just limited to pre-built maps, but you can actually design your own cities, environments, and even user interfaces. Take New Harbor City, for example. It's basically a recreation of New York City with loads of details and explorable interiors. All of this was built entirely with HELIX's tools, which are available to you, and it's actually insane how good it looks and how easy it is to get started. With the HELIX add-on vault, you get instant access to thousands of assets like maps, vehicles, characters, and weapons, so that you can make something just as good or even better than New Harbor City. So if you're a bit like me and always wanted to create your own massive world but don't know where to begin, then sign up to the HELIX closed alpha using the link in the description below. You can even join me in the official HELIX Discord server so that you don't miss out on the latest HELIX news. Coming up next, we have Vic Vance in GTA Vice City Stories. The Vance crime family became quite known for having seized control of numerous businesses and assets all over Vice City. So the gang's main vehicle is most likely the Admiral, which only appears on the streets once a player owns legal businesses such as the Protection Racket, Loan Shark, and Prostitute. and therefore the admiral located at every Loan Shark Empire site is owned by Vic Vance. Additionally, in the beginning of the game, Vic is gifted a Stinger, but it's unclear on who actually gave it to him. It's mentioned that the car is a gift from Paul, but it's later on said to be a gift from Martinez. Regardless, when Vic gets booted from the military, you temporarily lose access to this vehicle as Vic is seen walking out on foot. It later reappears in the mission Jive Drive, so I'm not too sure why he left the base without it. Either way, at the end of the mission, the vehicle is destroyed thanks to his brother's driving. Moving on to Carl Johnson, or better known as CJ from GTA San Andreas. The first vehicle CJ acquires is the Savannah. During one of the missions, CJ heads to the Loco garage located in Willowfield. Upon arrival, one of the workers gives him the car for free, saying that he owes Sweet from back in the day. Throughout the story, CJ uses several different vehicles rather than just sticking to one. Some of the more notable ones include the ZR350, which is unlocked after completing the race against Claude, as mentioned earlier in the video. Some of the other vehicles that Carl gets throughout the game are the Broadway, PCJ 600, and the Rustler. Next up with Grand Theft Auto 4, we have Niko Bellic. Niko Bellic moves to Liberty City chasing the American dream, only to find that he has nothing except his cousin Roman, who had exaggerated his success. Heading to America, Niko probably thought he would be brought into a luxurious lifestyle and have a collection of vehicles, but due to Roman's misleading promises, the only vehicle he could offer Niko at the start of the game was his taxi that was used as a company vehicle. Later in the game, Niko arrives at Bruce's garage and he's seen showing off his favorite ride, the yellow and black Banshee, which he refers to as the bitch. A cool Easter egg relating to this car can be seen in GTA Online inside of the LS car meet, with the plates referencing the car's infamous name. But going back to the video, the Banshee fails to start up, so instead they borrow an orange Comet, which actually belongs to their friend Stevie. At the end of the mission, Brucey tells Niko that he can keep the car, and to compensate Stevie, Brucey gives him his Banshee. And like CJ, Niko uses several vehicles throughout the story, including a black Presidente, a Jamaican Huntley Sport, and a yellow Patriot. Johnny Klebitz appears in GTA 4's The Lost and Damned, and his ride is the Hexer. It's the first unique vehicle given to a playable character, and while this feature was not carried over into the next episode with the Ballad of Gay Tony, it was reintroduced in Grand Theft Auto 5. In The Lost and Damned, Johnny owns a distinctive white and blue Hexer, which some claim is the only one of its kind in Liberty City. Although Johnny's Hexer is blown up during the mission Shifting Weight, it is implied that Clay Simmons repairs it afterwards, which explains why the bike continues to appear throughout the story. A cool detail on Johnny's jacket is a patch that says "I rode mine to Los Santos" with the year 2004 at the bottom. Now, it's unconfirmed if he rode the same bike to Los Santos back in 2004, but it's still a cool detail nonetheless. It also makes me wonder how he rode it there, considering Los Santos and Liberty City aren't physically connected. Johnny also makes his final appearance in Grand Theft Auto 5, but his bike is nowhere to be seen, so it's unknown what exactly happened to it. The next protagonist is Luis Lopez, and he had what some might call an acquired taste for vehicles. Luis is a former member of the Northwood Dominican drug dealers whose life completely changed after meeting gay Tony Prince, a nightclub entrepreneur in Liberty City and the owner of the Masonette 9 and Hercules nightclubs. Tony became his employer, business associate, and best friend. During the Ballad of Gay Tony, Luis doesn't exactly own any personal car, but he is gifted 3 vehicles by Yusuf Amir for completing a series of different tasks for him. These include a golden Super Drop Diamond, a golden Buzzard, and a black APC. He uses various other vehicles throughout the story, but since they're either player dependent or not significant to the plot, I'm not going to mention them. Moving on to Trevor in GTA 5, and his personal vehicle is the Canis Bodhi. In the enhanced version of the game, the Bodhi features a unique, noticeably messy interior. The dashboard is littered with sticky notes, spicy pictures, and even a piece of Johnny's brain as a souvenir. While some might argue that it's just a piece of gum, I think it's more fitting to believe that it's actually a piece of Johnny's brain. He also has a CB radio installed, sometimes picking up random trucker chatter regardless of whether the main radio is on or off. Additionally, it can experience ignition problems, stalling whenever Trevor goes to start it, requiring him to rev the engine multiple times. During the story, Trevor comes across an innocent teddy bear named Mr. Raspberry Jam, and he grows quite fond of it, if you will. Anyways, after the mission Hang 10, Trevor mounts Mr. Raspberry Jam to the front of his car, serving as a very unique and very interesting vehicle modification. Another cool fact about the Bodhi is that the car is likely named after Bodhi Og, who is the son of Trevor's actor Stephen Og. And outside of the vehicles Trevor already owns through his business, there's one that he claims during the Mission 3's company. Trevor is given a Frogger helicopter by the FIB to carry out the mission, but instead of returning it, he claims it for himself and then he gives it a bit of personality with a unique paint job. At the end of the game, Trevor is also gifted a hot rod blazer from his friend Ron, providing you didn't choose to kill Trevor. This can be found outside of his trailer in Sandy Shores. Next up, we have Michael DeSanta, and his vehicle of choice is the Obey Tailgater. Its design is primarily inspired by an Audi, but it also has some features from two iconic Australian cars, that being a Ford Falcon for the taillights and the headlights come from a Holden Commodore. Jimmy drugs Michael and ends up taking the Tailgater for himself, adding his own personal modifications to the car, most notably the black dollar lowrider rims. Eventually, we do get the car back, and I can assure you that those $sign rims did not last very long. There are a few other vehicles at the DeSanta home, including a red Sentinel belonging to his wife Amanda, and the plates on her vehicle say Crystal, which is a nod to her stage name as she used to be a stripper. The yellow Issy belongs to Tracy, and her plates read Perseus, which is likely a reference to the high-end clothing store because we all know Tracy is a material girl. Jimmy also owns a yellow BJ XL, but it is short-lived because Franklin repossessed it and Michael forced him to ram it into the dealership. But let's not get too involved with the vehicles owned by side characters, and instead let's bring the focus back to Michael. During the mission Father-Son, Michael gets a call from Jimmy telling him that his boat has been stolen. Michael and Franklin team up and get into a massive chase to reclaim the boat. Unfortunately for them, they were unable to succeed in getting it back. That was until over a decade later when Michael took to the internet to tell everyone that he finally got his boat back after 10 long years. This is quite obviously a joke by Ned Luke, but honestly, I don't even care. This is canon now. It happened.
I finally got my boat back! My boat!
Last but not least, we have Franklin Clinton. Franklin actually owns multiple vehicles, so let's dive in and cover them all. Franklin's Buffalo S functions as his personal vehicle in GTA 5, always being available at his safe house. The license plates on his vehicle read FC 1988, which is a reference to his initials and birth year. But that wasn't the only vehicle he relied on. Franklin and Lamar were assigned to repossess a bagger owned by a Vargos gang member in Vespucci Beach. However, after killing the owner, they were unable to get the bike back to Simeon, so instead Lamar kept it for himself to avoid the Vargos going for Simeon and the dealership. Later, he gave it to Franklin, making it one of his default vehicles, and therefore this same bagger later reappears in the Contract DLC 8 years later, albeit with some additional modifications. But then in GTA Online, Franklin seems to have upgraded his old Bravado Buffalo to a newer model, the 2021 Buffalo STX, which was introduced in the Contract DLC. Aside from the two vehicles Franklin had previously acquired in GTA 5, he saw an opportunity to purchase a brand new supercar now that he had become considerably wealthy over the years. The Pegassi Ignis is a sleek two-door hypercar introduced as part of the Contract update, and therefore players may be able to spot a white and green Pegassi Ignis parked outside the Clinton residence in GTA Online. The Ignis displays a custom plate that reads Franklin. However, this vehicle appears to only be reserved for special occasions, as Franklin doesn't typically park it inside his personal garage at the company. The last time I included Jason and Lucia in a Protagonist video, I got called out for stretching my video out, so we're gonna do it again. I'll keep it brief so Danix doesn't get mad though. In trailer 1, we see the two protagonists taking off in a tulip, but this could easily be a random car off the street. The only reason I think it may be a special vehicle is due to its unique decals, which we don't really see on NPC vehicles. Moving on to the official GTA 6 artwork, Jason and Lucia are seen leaning up against a Vapid pickup, which likely belongs to one or both of them. At first glance, I thought it was a Chevelle Picador, but we can actually see the badge and it's very clearly a Vapid. This vehicle has not appeared in any of the previous games, so it looks like we're getting a brand new vehicle belonging to the Vapid family. Before we wrap up, don't forget to check out HELIX and sign up for the closed alpha right now using the link in the description. I'm genuinely pretty excited to get my hands on it, so I hope to see you there. If you did enjoy the video, then it might be worth checking out my other Protagonist videos. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh my god, did this guy seriously not include GTA Advance or Chinatown Wars again?